Right off the jump, I'm going to say this. It's going to be kind of like just a little tangent for a second. It was always a missed opportunity to have Gohan be more of a pivotal stance and more of a bigger character after the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z. And as someone who, like, I think the Cell Saga of DBZ is peak Dragon Ball, I'm so happy we finally have a movie Gohan focused again. But, yeah, let's talk about it.
DragonBall Superhero is a movie that takes place after the Broly movie. This movie, I really loved it. I really loved how we did push some of our main characters to the side and brought back those characters that we love into the spotlight, such as Piccolo and Gohan. I love to see them actually become great again, become fun. Like, I hated Great Sandman, but nevertheless, I feel like this movie, the biggest thing that it takes getting used to is the animation. Because we're all so used to 2D animation, and then when you incorporate 3D animation, it's very weird at first. I was a little weirded out at first, but after like 15 minutes, I got used to it.
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment. And I think that's something, like, I don't know what the chatter is online about this movie. I actually kept my head out of it. But I did know one thing that was going to get different feedback was the animation. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, it's all usually predominantly 2D animation. And with some infused 3D a bit in Super, I've noticed, like, as it's progressed nowadays, there's some 3D animation incorporation. Like, they even use that in the Broly movie. I like that this is interesting. They fully commit to the 3D animation here. It did take me a little bit to adjust, but once I did, I was actually into it. I actually liked this. I was like, you know what? This is a little fun. It's a little different. It's a little spicy. It's just something new. Like, I don't know if I would go for it for everything in Dragon Ball, but for a movie every now and then, just to switch things up and do some more dynamic stuff with the camera, I think it's actually pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. But some of the character movement may look a little weird, laggy, but when we get into the action-packed scenes, they are so clean. Either explosions, dust, just all of that, it looks so good. And I actually really applaud the animators. I think they did a fantastic job.
They absolutely killed it. And I'm glad we saw this in a pretty packed house. Mm-hmm. Like, it was pretty more crowded than I thought it would be. And I'm glad because it shows... it's funny, actually, Chris Stuckman, he's a really great reviewer and filmmaker. He said something, it was something along the lines in his review of, like, anime fans are showing up. Like, they come in drones or something like that. And, like, that... It's great that they show up. They do when they're passionate and heated. And it makes me happy to see that there were so many people there showing animation specifically the love that it deserved. I cannot stand when a grown person, or just anyone really, tells me that animations for kids are like, I don't want to watch that, it's a cartoon. I'm like, you're missing out.
You're missing out. Yeah, honestly, seeing Dragon Ball in cinema, it hits entirely different. As someone who grew up watching it on TV, when you actually get to see it on the big screen and have that bass, it's an entirely different experience that honestly captivated me. When I first watched Broly, it's just seeing those types of movies in cinema, I really enjoyed. It just like the Demon Slayer movie. I enjoyed it. It's great seeing some of these anime become into movies, come to cinema. It's great seeing and then having like a packed house, having all those people flock into it to see it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you felt the energy and the passion in the room that night. People were excited.
Yeah, people were definitely excited. But now, story-wise, this movie doesn't really majorly expand Dragon Ball, honestly. I feel like it does in small details with Gohan, Piccolo. Overall, it really felt like a fan service movie. The execution of it, people may say it may have been slow in the first half, and then slowly picks up, but I don't know. I was excited for the whole ride from beginning to end.
I see what you mean, too. Like, one thing I realized going in, I said at the beginning of this video, I'm a huge Gohan fan. I had to kind of adjust again because I realized, oh no, this is not a Gohan Piccolo movie. This is a Piccolo Gohan movie. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is that Piccolo is kind of more the central focus, like the central focus. You kind of get, he feels like the active character in the story that is trying to get Gohan, the passive character, to become an active protagonist by the end. And I like that. It makes for a really good arc. And it's a self-aware arc that I think was needed because this is something even you and I, growing up, I always hated how Gohan kind of started stepping away out of the limelight and they went back to Goku as the focus after the Cell Saga. There was just a missed opportunity there to have Gohan be a central focus. He's the son of a Saiyan, a half human, half Saiyan who now has to live in a world without Goku. There's a lot to explore there and kind of tackle with what that means for him as a man growing up and what that means as not just a man, but like as a person. And I don't know, I thought they kind of missed out on exploring that more post Cell Saga. I'm not saying Dragon Ball Z has to be the deepest thing ever, but they do tackle some stuff like that with each character, like Vegeta and Goku anyway, so might as well go into it with Gohan. I like how this movie kind of makes it a point, like, no, Gohan should come back into the fold a bit. Even if we don't get fully a deep motivation with him in this, I think he does step up to bat and it works.
One thing I really appreciate is all the great callbacks from the original Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. There are so many callbacks. I was freaking out on the inside. I'm sorry, my inner little fangirl was just
I remember there was the moment that happened. I'm not gonna spoil it. It was just like a great scene that called back to my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z. And it's just a quick flash of a second, but we both looked like, oh, and looked at each other and we were like, oh, there it is. Yeah, I really appreciated that. Definitely, this is a deep cut movie too. Like, they call back to characters from Dragon Ball. If you haven't watched Dragon Ball, it fills you in. It does a good job at filling you in. Mm-hmm. I will say there's a lot of exposition in this movie in that, show type fashion, which sometimes can kind of compromise the pacing of the movie. It never did anything that broke it because by the third act, I felt like all the exposition ended up coming into play and with what we needed for each character and for each climactic battle that was set up.
It all came together in a beautiful mesh by the end.
Mm. Even had some fun humor. I thought there were times I was laughing. They did some jokes with Bulma. They bring Bulma back. I don't know. That was kind of actually a mixed bag for me. I think I get what they're doing with Bulma's character in this movie. I was watching it and I'm like, okay, you want to explain certain things of why Bulma would make this wish or that. I get it, you're going for laughs, but I just didn't really care. I didn't care. Like, I kind of wanted to see other things. There's also one little side plot with Vegeta and Goku that they are in this movie, and I appreciated them being there. I did feel like if you took them out, the movie would be no different. It's fun seeing them, and you get a little bit of fun interplay with them, too.
Yeah.
For the fans.
Yeah, it's great seeing them. I feel like it also helps just the pacing-wise, so it doesn't slow down too much. But, yeah, they're there. They don't need to be, but it's great seeing them.
Yeah, it's a good time. When we were with Goku and Vegeta on the other world, I just kind of wanted to get back to Piccolo Gohan because those are the characters I've been missing.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate, at least by the end, it focused more up and stayed on course with those two characters. And yeah, there's some really fun surprises and things you wouldn't expect to see in this too, or at least I didn't expect. And I really appreciated that we got towards the end involving, just more lore being built out with our characters that we haven't seen yet.
But also, by the time you get to like the final act, I don't think it really felt too fast.
No.
I thought it was just kind of perfectly.
I thought it was the best part of it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of perfectly just paced out the way. I did feel like it was going to end at one point, but we kept on going. I was like, okay, yeah, we're going. The train's still going. Yeah. But honestly, I felt satisfied. I would like to see more of what we got to see because it was really interesting. It was new, and I was surprised.
Yeah, the third act kind of feels like a level in a video game where you think you reached that final phase of a boss, and then like two more phases pop up after, and you're like, oh shit, okay, we're still going. But I'm here for it, It gives you a reason it justifies its existence by the end, for me at least.
Also, one thing I kind of just love, they take things from the original Dragon Ball they completely forgot about, and they're like, hey, we forgot about this. Let's bring it back. Maybe it was for the sake of convenience. Maybe it was for the sake of they were just kind of looking back, and they're like, we should just reuse this because we forget about a lot of the things that we used in the 80s.
Yeah. What can I say? This movie was fan service, but in the way that I'm a fan and I felt serviced, not I'm annoyed. So,
yes. Yeah. Have you seen Dragon Ball Superheroes? Comment below if you have, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Tell us what you think.
What you said, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.